All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. So for today's video, we are doing a bracket fight. We have done a few of these on the channel. It's been a while, but they're always fun to make, in my opinion. I always enjoy making these because they're hotly debated, heavily opinionated, but because of all those factors, that's why they're so fun. We're doing an MLB Stars bracket fight for this video. Basically, it's a randomly assigned, randomly assorted bracket of some of the best players in Major League Baseball right now, some of the premier stars, and we are going to give our opinion on who is the better of the two in that current matchup. Eventually, we will get to the finals. We will have a champion and determine who's the best MLB star on this bracket. I don't know if all the best players are represented, but regardless, a lot of great ones are going to be. So obviously, guys, with a heavily opinionated video, I'm going to need you guys to comment your opinions. Let me know, where do you agree with me? Where do you disagree with me? All right, guys, so without further ado, let's start with a great matchup here between two premier shortstops, Carlos Correa against Tim Anderson. These are two great players, two AL Central rivals. Now, Tim Anderson is an absolutely phenomenal pure hitter, well over a 300 hitter for the last 4 seasons. He's won a batting title. I love his swag on the field. Great player. Carlos Correa, also a great player. I don't like him. You know, he's a little bit on the cheater side, you know, as a Dodgers fan. Not a fan. It's a tough call, but because Tim Anderson hits for a better average, but Carlos Correa hits for more power, hits more RBIs, and has been greater for longer. And the deciding factor to me is that Carlos Correa is a legitimately phenomenal defender. He's a great shortstop. Last year, he won the Platinum Glove, which basically means he was the best defensive player in the American League. So for that reason, the defense factored in, the whole totality of the game, each person's game, I'm going with Carlos Correa. Next, we have Shane McClanahan against Cedric Mullins. Cedric Mullins was the first Baltimore Oriole last season to have 30 homers and 30 steals in one season. He's having another really solid season. He's a really good leadoff hitter, great combination of power, speed, very good defender, consistent player. I really like him. But Shane McClanahan is a better player at this point, even though it's tough to compare a pitcher versus a position player. Shane McClanahan was the all-star starter for the AL in the All-Star game, of course, and he's one of the best pitchers in the league. He's established that this season, so I will go with him. Next, we have a match. Wait, I thought this was MLB Stars. I mean, Miggy was the biggest star there was, but Miguel Cabrera against Chad Pinder. I mean, honestly, I would definitely swipe right on Pinder, but you know what? Out of respect, I'm going with Miggy. He's lost all his power, but you know what? He still hits for a good average. Then we have Whit Merrifield, who's actually on the Blue Jays right now, as we know, against Mitch Haniger. I really like 4-hit Whit. But you know what? I think Mitch Haniger is one of the more underrated players in baseball. You look at his numbers last year, the guy had 100 runs, 100 RBIs, 39 homers. He gets injured a lot, but when he plays, he puts up some of the best overall runs, homers, RBI numbers in the league. So even though Whit Merrifield will be a better base runner, hit for a better average, Mitch Haniger, I like him better right now, personally, in my opinion. But that's a close call, though. Next, we have Corey Seager and Jose Ramirez. Okay, these are two legitimate stars. I love Corey Seager. He's a great player, great shortstop, having a really nice year in his first year in the Lone Star State. But Jose Ramirez is a top 5 player in the league. Clearly wins this matchup, in my opinion. Then we have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. against Jose Altuve. Okay, this one's actually really tough. Jose Altuve's had the better career, obviously. He's been around for over a decade. But you know what? I think Altuve is having a little bit of a disappointing season this year. He's still been good, but he's not as normal hit 300 average, 30 homer type guy. He doesn't steal bases anymore. Still a phenomenal player, even though I don't like him. But I'm going to go with Vladimir Guerrero. I think he's better right now. He's not as good as his MVP runner-up season last year, but he's still putting up superstar numbers, and I like him better. Rafael Devers against Mike Trout. I mean, obviously, Mike Trout's had the better career, but he's been hurt a lot recently. He is back, but Devers is a legit 300 hitter. Oh, man, that's actually a closer matchup than you might expect, but I'm still going to go with Mike Trout because if we're talking about the totality of his game, when he's healthy, overall, I think if you include defense, on-base percentage, just overall base running, I like Trout better still, even now, when he's healthy, because when he's healthy, he's still amazing. Then we have Carlos Correa against Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge has by far and away been the best hitter in baseball this season because, come on, he's chasing Roger Maris for 60-plus homers. I mean, it's an easy choice for me at this point in time. He's hitting for average. He's even stealing bases now. There's nothing the Judge can't do. So next we have Shane McClanahan, Miguel Cabrera. Remember, guys, this is a current bracket fights. This is not what you've done in the past. I love Miggy. He's had an amazing Hall of Fame career, but let's be honest, Shane McClanahan's the better player right now. Then we have Mitch Haniger against Jose Ramirez. Look, Mitch, you had a good run, but this is Jose's show. Easy win for Jose Ramirez. He's about as legit as of a five-tool player as they come right now in baseball. Then we have Vladdy Jr. against Mike Trout. A great matchup, but I still think Mike Trout's better. When he's healthy, you can still argue he's the best player in baseball. Aaron Judge, Shane McClanahan, two AL East players, two star players. But come on, Aaron Judge, come on. He's the man this season. He's been the man. Jose Ramirez against Mike Trout. Oh, man. Some of you guys might not like this, but let's be honest. Right now, okay, at least in my opinion, right now, Jose Ramirez is the better player. He does everything. He's already up to 100 RBIs, steals bases. So we set up a Jose Ramirez against Aaron Judge matchup. Now, I'm going to be honest, coming into this year, if you would have asked me, I would have said Jose Ramirez is better. I think he's a better, maybe complete five-tool player. But because of what Aaron Judge has done this year, I got to go with Aaron Judge. Right now, he's better. Surprisingly, I wouldn't have said that at the beginning of the year, but regardless, he is. All right, guys, we're now moving on to the right side of the bracket. We're going to start with Pete Alonso versus Mookie Betts, two definite superstars in my opinion. But come on, Mookie Betts is having another phenomenal season, and I think he might be you can make the argument he's the best defensive player in Major League Baseball. He does everything. I love Polar Bear Pete, but you got to go with Mookie Betts in this matchup. Then we have Brandon Drury against Jake Cronenworth, and this hasn't updated because these two guys are now teammates on the Padres, but you know what? Okay, I hate to say this, Padres fans, I think Jake Cronenworth is a little overrated. I give him credit for being a really good kind of utility guy. I think he's valuable to a team, but I don't really think he's played like an all-star, even though he made the all-star team. I don't really think he deserves to be there. So at this point in time, I think Brandon Drury's a better hitter and maybe a better defender because he kind of plays more of the infield as opposed to just everywhere. I might have to go with Brandon Drury for now. Then we have Mike Kistremski against Dan Vogelback. What an interesting matchup. Dan Vogelback's now on the Mets, and he's having an impact. He's probably having a better year than Mike Kistremski, but oh, this is tough, guys. These are two kind of righty specialists or platoon specialists who hit lefty, who are usually in lineups against righties, but probably not against lefties. I'm going to have to go with Yaz, but I do like Dan Vogelback. I'm a fan, but I think Yaz is more of a consistent player and kind of does a little bit more on defense as opposed to big boy Dan, but it's a close matchup. Then we have David Peralta, who is a Tampa Bay Ray right now, and then we have CJ Cron. You can call it the Coors Field effect, but CJ Cron the last couple years has put up some big-time numbers. And he's a pretty solid first baseman. David Peralta, he's not as good as he was a few years ago. Might be on the back end of his career. So right now, I'm going to go with CJ Cron. I definitely think he's a better player right now. All right, you know, I mean, this is a really close call, guys. I mean, Frankie Schwindel, who's barely been in the majors this year, he keeps getting sent down to AAA, or Paul Goldschmidt, who's been the no-doubt frontrunner for NL MVP this year. Okay, we'll go with him, I guess. Kind of a close call on that one. Christian Yelich, who went to Westlake High School, which is where I went. I love this guy, but Ronald Acuna is better. Let's be honest, guys. Ronald Acuna is one of the great young stars in the game. Speaking of great young stars, Jazz Chisholm. Too bad he's been hurt because he's been phenomenal when he's played against Juan Soto, who is a San Diego Padre. Don't be fooled by the hat. It's Juan Soto. I love Jazz. But come on, Juan Soto might be the best player in baseball. You can argue that, or at least one of them. Mookie Betts against Bryce Harper. I think at this point in time, Bryce Harper might be a better hitter because surprisingly, the last 2 years, he's like a .320 hitter. It's great to see him back from injury. But if we're talking about the complete package, Mookie is about as complete as they come. You have to include Mookie's defense. It's not just hitting, guys. Mookie's a better defender, better base runner, just more valuable overall to the team. But I love Bryce Harper. I'm a big fan. Great matchup, two definite superstars. Brandon Drury against Mike Kistremski. You know what? Coming into this year, I would have thought nothing of Brandon Drury, but you know what? He's having a better year than Mike Kistremski, so I will go with him. Paul Goldschmidt against CJ Cron. CJ had a good run, but no doubt Paul Goldschmidt. He's having a ridiculous year. If Aaron Judge hasn't been the best hitter in baseball, you could argue Goldie. He's the only one you could really argue against Judge as being the best hitter. I mean, these two have been the best two hitters in baseball for sure. Oh my God. Ronald Acuna against Juan Soto. Two five-tool superstar players for years to come. These guys are going to be the faces of baseball. They already are two of the biggest faces in baseball. Ronald Acuna is a better base, he's a better base runner, or he's faster, better on the base paths, but Juan Soto's plate discipline, his eye, his walk rate, his maturity at such a young age is ridiculous, and for that reason, I will have to go with Juan Soto, whose numbers up to this point in his career are comparable to Ted Williams, so you gotta go with him for that reason. Then we have Mookie Betts against Brandon Drury, one of the toughest matchups of all time. We'll go with Mookie. Not too tough, actually. I gotta be honest. Wow. See, the question here is, how much does this season factor in? This season's performance to who's just kind of the better player? I mean, guys, I don't know. Okay, you know what? You have to factor in both, I think. You have to factor in what they're doing this season, but also what they're capable of. And right now, who's just kind of the better player, aside from just their numbers and performance this season. Oh man, you Cardinals fans might not like this, but I might have to give Juan Soto the edge. I think he's overall a better player right now, but Goldie's had the better year for sure. Oh, that's so tough. Oh, speaking of tough, Mookie Betts against Juan Soto. Oh my God, guys, this is so difficult. I'm gonna go with Mookie. I'm sorry, the defense just factors in for me. Mookie's like about as close to him and Jose Ramirez are like the two biggest five-tool players, except Mookie's an even better defender than Jose Ramirez, so he might be the best five-tool player we have in the game. And then we set up a Mookie Betts and Aaron Judge. In case you guys are wondering why I'm in second place on my fantasy baseball team this year, and I'm sure you guys didn't even know that, but just to let you know, it's because I have these two guys, which is our finals matchup, Aaron Judge versus Mookie Betts. Oh my God, these guys, oh my God. They're both having phenomenal years. They're both phenomenal. Both five-tool players, I would say. Oh my God, oh my God. Look, my Dodger bias wants to say Mookie Betts, but you know what? The numbers are ridiculous for Aaron Judge, and he's been absolutely unleashed. I might regret this, but I'm going to have to go with Aaron Judge, guys. I really think what he's done this year, what he did his rookie year, he's had enough of a sample size to kind of prove to me that right now he might be a little better than Mookie, but I don't know. That might be one of the closest, about as close of a call as you can get. So guys, there is our MLB players bracket. You could really say Mookie Betts. I wouldn't blame you at all if you said Mookie wins that matchup. These were some tough ones. But guys, please comment your opinions. Let me know who wins each matchup. Where do you agree with me, disagree with me, like I said before? And I want to hear your guys' opinions. What other kinds of videos do you want me to do? I love your guys' opinions. I've heard some good comment suggestions for future videos that I will be taking into account. So I always love when you guys comment your suggestions and your opinions, of course, as well. But that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.